First, it's 5:38 here on your Thursday morning. Obviously, a lot happening in the weather department this morning, Alex, and this could be impacting kids as they're leaving school.
Yeah, so that's the thinking this afternoon. After about 1 p.m. or so is really when our storm threat is going to begin to pick up and then continue through the evening tonight across central Georgia. But the silver lining in this is that it will not last into the overnight hours. We'll be putting this to bed right around 9 or 10 o'clock later on tonight. But we've got an afternoon to work through first. Here is a live look at downtown this morning. The writing is on the wall. Whenever you step outside, you're going to notice it's warm and windy out there. Nothing on our radar picture here in central Georgia. The temperatures, they are on the warm side this morning in the 60s. But as I said, today, a level 3 severe weather day. You can see it located from northeast Georgia through Alabama. It's clipping parts of central Georgia here. So from the northern Macon County area through Peach County over into northern Houston, Twiggs, Wilkinson, Baldwin, Hancock, areas to the northwest, and then a level 2 elsewhere across central Georgia. But to be completely honest with you, I really don't think the severe weather threat, say in Forsyth, is all that different from Eastman or Cochran or Dublin. So I would be weather aware today across central Georgia. First for the threat of tornadoes with some isolated storms out ahead of the main line, and then as the main line of storms comes through, a damaging wind threat. So let's talk about it all. Windy conditions this morning. The rain still back out into Mississippi, but it's going to be moving towards Georgia at a pretty good clip. By the time we get to about the 1 p.m. hour, you're going to notice we're going to get these individual storms to develop out ahead of the main line of storms. Now, these individual storms will have the capability of rotating as they move through central Georgia. The timing on this about 3 p.m. here. So could get one in Eatonton, could get one in Macon, could get one down, say, towards Dooley County. Don't pay attention to the exact location of these. Rather, note that they are individual storms and they are not tied to one another, which means they will have that capability to rotate. So those will continue to lift through central Georgia during the afternoon. And then here comes the main line right around 4 p.m. It'll take from about 4 p.m. until 9 o'clock tonight to get the line from our far northwestern counties, say Monroe County, Jasper County, all the way down to the southeast to Telfair, Wheeler, Montgomery. But as soon as this line comes through, your severe weather threat will be over for the night. Now, when we look at the tornado energy, if you will, we will have present in central Georgia today, it's interesting to note that we are going to be a little higher on the scale than we've seen in quite a while. So we're getting into these yellows here, which is about halfway up the scale, and that will be possible here right around 5 p.m. as the main line of storms will be coming in. So the environment out ahead of the main line is what that is indicative of. So when we map all of this out on the timeline, what we're saying is the tornado threat and the hail threat, the gusty wind threat, all of that is going to begin at 1 p.m. First, the tornado threat is going to be maximized and through the afternoon hours, say until about 4 or 5 o'clock. And then after that, the damaging wind threat will pick up as the main line of storms comes through. Now, we could still hold on to a tornado threat as the main line of storms comes through, but it's not going to be quite as high than with those individual storms. When we take a look at the damaging wind percentage chance, so we've got a 30% area here in this red. You know, that's double that of the 15%. And when we look at the tornado threat, we're all in this 5% risk, which is not too high on the scale, but is still notable, at least for January. So here's what you need to know. 1 to 10 p.m. today is the severe weather threat timing. Wind will be the primary threat, but the tornado threat is also elevated, and I would have multiple ways to receive warnings later on this afternoon and evening here in central Georgia. Outside of the storms, it is still going to be windy today. A wind advisory in effect beginning at 11 a.m. and through 11 p.m. tonight for gusts up to 30 to 40 miles an hour, not associated with the storm. And then by the time we get past today and into the weekend, we are going to be smooth sailing. So that is the good news in all of this. We'll get the storms on out of here, and that will about do it for us. It will be a cold weekend, high at 48 for Friday, 50 on Saturday, 53 on Sunday. Those overnight lows at or below freezing.